Now at 6, community members in Arma come together for an annual celebration of the return of soldiers from World War II. Plus, why Missouri teen is being credited by firefighters for saving a woman's life, thanks to technology giving him a bird's eye view. And as they prepare to go back to the classroom, a look at a survey from teachers on the pros and cons of teaching in Missouri.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
For the 79th year, the people of Arma, Kansas gather to celebrate the return of local soldiers after World War II. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Samantha Walker. Arma VJ Homecoming brings fun for all ages, kicking off with a children's parade that leads into other activities. Other activities include sack races, vendors, a beer stand, and bed races. For more information and a list of events, visit our website at koamnewsnow.com. And if you're looking for more events like this right here in the 4 states, whether it's fun family events or community events like a blood drive, but don't know where to turn, we've got you covered. This handy QR code will take you straight to the events page on our website, koamnewsnow.com. Just scan it with your phone and you'll find information of all kinds for family fun events, including plenty of information on upcoming and ongoing county fairs. The event page at koamnewsnow.com. Well, now meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at the weather.
Temperatures are still pretty hot right now. We did get up to about 98, 99 degrees today with the heat index well into the hundreds. Currently, though, dropping back down. It feels like 101 out in Joplin, still 105 in Pittsburgh, 109 in Nevada. So it's definitely hotter out there in Oklahoma. The rest of us are still seeing those heat advisories. Those are issued until 8 p.m. tonight, so only a couple more hours. Once those temperatures start to drop back down, they will expire. Now, we're not expecting them to continue into Sunday because we finally have rain chances that are going to cool us down. Now you can see a little bit of that green and blue. Those blue showers are really not making it to the surface, but we did have a couple of isolated showers this afternoon. For the rest of the evening tonight, once those clouds clear, we're going to have clear skies all the way until about 1 to 2 a.m. And then we're expecting some storms to start to push in, mainly just into our northern counties tonight until 7. But then we have another round of strong storms later Sunday evening, but I'm going to have all those details coming up.
Thanks, Lindsay. Technology has many different uses, some good and some bad. But firefighters in Bakersfield, Missouri are giving credit to a teenager for using technology to save a woman's life. Adam Woodbury explains how he helped first responders in their search after she disappeared.
Now this is the field where the woman was found. It's a pretty big area, and as you can see, the vegetation is really overgrown. It's a tough area to search in, and firefighters say it was the young man with the drone in the air that made all the difference.
Just seeing what you can see from above, it's a little bit different than just everything.
There's nothing quite like seeing the world from a bird's eye view. Just ask 17-year-old Max Bean. He got his drone this past Christmas, and he's been hooked ever since.
And ever since, I just drove it around and flew it around everywhere, looking for cows, wildlife, fish, ducks, geese. I've looked at everything.
This past weekend, something more urgent than cows or wildlife needed him in his drone. A family member who hadn't been seen since early Sunday morning was still missing.
They'd been out looking already quite a while, since about 10 o'clock. And we got everybody activated. The Ozark County Sheriff's Department came out with a dog, which the heat of the day, the dog couldn't pick up.
Family and first responders were out in the fields in Bakersfield trying to find 61-year-old Robin Mullins.
The height of the grass was one thing. A lot of briar patches going through. We couldn't walk a lot of them. The place over here was really growed up.
It was after 6 o'clock Sunday night when Max brought out his drone and he spotted what he thought looked like debris from a recent tornado lying beneath a tree.
I just saw her gray pants. And then I saw her blue shirt, and I was like, that's someone or something out of the ordinary that's not usually out here.
Fire Chief Greg Watts said she was missing for 10 to 11 hours. She was severely dehydrated, in and out of consciousness, and taken to the hospital. He credits Max and his drone for saving her life.
The drone is what saved this lady, I really do believe. And for Max coming out and doing it, hats off to him.
And it didn't take long before word spread through the community and beyond.
So I work up in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and I've had people come up to me that I don't even know. Just saying, hey, was this you on Facebook? Yeah. And I kind of begin to know as the B-Town hero.
Police in Missouri are investigating a hate crime after multiple cars were damaged overnight this past week. Anti-Semitic graffiti was also found on a street. Police believe a specific person was targeted. Shoshana Stahl has the details.
No, I've never heard of anything as violent as this.
Cheryl Radel has lived in her quiet Clayton neighborhood for nearly 30 years. Waking up this morning to find out 3 cars on her street were lit on fire was shocking to her. Police say this was intentional and part of a hate crime.
This doesn't happen in Clayton. It's a very safe neighborhood, quiet neighborhood.
Graffiti was also written on the street, so Drone 4 took to the sky. The first part of the message we have blurred because it's an attack on an individual we don't want to identify. The second part reads death to the IDF. The IDF is the Israel Defense Force, which is the national military in Israel. Jordan Kadosh with the Anti-Defamation League says that message is anti-Semitic, holding a much bigger meaning.
When you hear somebody say globalize the Intifada, this is what it looks like. It looks like burned out cars on suburban streets in America. This is not confined when somebody says that they want to take this fight to Jews around the world. That they mean everywhere.
So we asked, what exactly is the Intifada?
They're uprisings where civilians are deliberately targeted, and it is a campaign of terror.
The FBI just releasing data on hate crimes across the country today. In 2024, the FBI says there were nearly 12,000 criminal incidents that would be considered hate crimes. Of those, nearly 1/4 were religious hate crimes. Of the hate crimes against religion, anti-Jewish hate crimes made up nearly 70%. Kadosh says that hate will not and cannot win.
This is not going to deter us. We are American Jews. We're here for the long haul. We've been here the whole time. We are still a part of this country. We're going to continue to speak up and use our voice. And we're not going to live quietly simply because other people think that we shouldn't be here.
Police say no injuries were reported in the car fires. A suspect has not been taken into custody, and police are now asking for anyone with possible information or surveillance footage from the incident to come forward. Well, coming up, as they prepare to go back to the classroom, a look at a survey from teachers on what they say are the pros and cons of teaching in Missouri. Plus, all aboard, model train enthusiasts gather at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum to buy, sell, and trade their prized collections. Teachers are preparing their classrooms for the return of students, but some Missouri teachers may have concerns about their futures. Chris Bryant looks into a survey from teachers on the pros and cons of teaching in Missouri.
The beginning of school is an exciting time. It's exciting for students, it's exciting for parents, and it's exciting for teachers as well.
Before the fresh start, there's a look back.
We're trying to do our best to make sure that administration, that parents, that community members understand some of the concerns that teachers have. It's important that we hear directly from the teachers. I mean, they're the experts. They know what they're experiencing. But sometimes we can help kind of get that message out to a larger audience.
At the end of each school year, the Missouri State Teachers Association releases its annual survey of members when it comes to the state of teaching in Missouri. The report shows 71% of MSTA members who responded have considered leaving the profession in the last year. Survey respondents listed student behavior and students' lack of motivation as reasons for job-related stress and the desire to leave teaching, while low pay for teachers compared to their neighboring states continue to be a concern as well.
They've experienced the stress of classroom management. They've experienced the stress of trying to get back to a place where we were 5 or 6 years ago, and that's been challenging.
Todd Fuller with the Missouri State Teachers Association says it's important to spread the word about how teachers in the state are feeling.
And so we're all starting on that same page of being excited about a brand new school year, but keep that interest, that excitement, that momentum throughout the entire year.
According to the report, more than 83% of respondents know someone who left teaching in the last 3 years, not including those who retired. Of the responses, 35% know someone who has left due to low pay.
Well, a little later, Tiny Trains, Big Passion. The Joplin Museum hosts a model train show where hobbyists connect and share their love for railroads. And we'll check in with Lindsay in the Skywatch Weather Center coming up.
Up to the upper 90s and heat index well into the hundreds. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now, our excessive heat warnings have expired, but all of us are still under a heat advisory until about 8 p.m. and then it is going to expire. Not expecting high temperatures tomorrow. Still could get into the mid 90s, but we do have shower chances that finally are coming around that are going to cool us back down. Now, today in the Joplin area, we got up to 98 degrees. So this was a pretty high temperature, and our low only as low as 80 degrees. So overall, it was a warm to very hot day today. We did have a few isolated showers earlier this afternoon. They have started to taper off. You can see we are still left with a few clouds out there. Now, out in downtown Joplin, outside of the clouds, it is still a pretty decent afternoon. Very hot, still humid as well, but not too bad. Still getting a good bit of sunshine. Now, our current heat index starting to drop back down. Outside in south of I-44 in Missouri, 99 in Neosho, 96 in Caswell, 94 in Aurora. So those are looking pretty good. Joplin area still feels like 101. Pittsburgh still feels like 105, but out there in Nowata, it still feels like 109. So it is still pretty hot out there. Temperatures will start to taper back down in the lower 90s and upper 80s closer to midnight tonight. Now, we are expecting an isolated storm chance here, a little bit of a hail threat. You can see just a sliver, and then the same with our wind threat. Now, once we get into Sunday, we have a little bit more of a widespread chance to see some stronger storms further south, and that's what I'm excited about. Could get some rain chances. We really need the rain, especially along I-44 in the Joplin area out towards Branson. Getting a little dry out there. Now, our first round of storms moves in closer to about 4 to 5 a.m. in southeastern Kansas, makes it into the Joplin area after 6 a.m. until about noon, so mid-morning. And then we have another round coming in the afternoon and overnight. We're going to have isolated storms to scattered storms all the way through Monday with another round of isolated storms on Monday afternoon. So let's dive right in. Through the rest of the evening tonight, you can see how those clouds that we are seeing right now over the Joplin area are pushing off towards Springfield, moving out towards the east. We're left with mostly clear skies all the way until overnight, late and into early Sunday morning. Now, 2 a.m. still those clear skies. A lot of storms just north of Kansas City. Those are going to extend further into our area, again closer to 4 or 5 in the morning. And then we're getting some strong outflow boundary winds gusting 45, 50 miles per hour, just staying below severe limits, but we could get a severe thunderstorm or two. Now, as these continue to push in by mid-morning, they lose their momentum. We do get some rain, but they're not going to be as strong as when they move into the area. But then isolated storms start to pop right back up late Sunday evening after 8 p.m. Isolated storms have a stronger chance or higher chance of being very strong. Then we turn into more of clusters as we get into overnight and into Monday morning. Now, those are going to start to drop temperatures by Monday afternoon in the low 90s and upper 80s potentially on Tuesday. It's a short-lived, cooler couple of days. We warm right back up by midweek next week.
Perfect. Thanks, Lindsay. Well, still ahead, the Frontenac All-Stars look to advance in the Cal Ripken World Series. And the Joplin Outlaws are one win away from back-to-back championship seasons. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
In under an hour, the Joplin Outlaws take the field in Abilene, Texas for a matchup of the ages. It's Outlaws versus the Flying Bison with the Mid-America League Championship on the line. Joplin won Game 1 of the series on a walk-off extra innings 8-7 win, but yesterday the Outlaws were on the wrong side of a one-run game, losing 9-8. Now it all comes down to Game 3, a win-or-go-home matchup, the Mid-America League crown on the line. Joplin took down Abilene last year in the first ever Mid-America League Championship Series. Now the Outlaws look to repeat and remain the league's only champion. First pitch tonight is at 7:05. Yesterday, the Frontenac All-Stars won their opening matchup in the Cal Ripken World Series. Today, the Little Leaguers look to start the tournament 2-0. They face the Easton, Massachusetts All-Stars. But Easton dominates in this one and takes down Frontenac 13-3. Frontenac's season's not over though. They'll resume full play on Monday where they'll face Altamonte Springs. They're 1-1 in the tournament so far, and Frontenac needs to keep winning to advance from their pool. Over in the major leagues, the Royals and Cardinals have some divisional matchups. Kansas City dropped its series opener to Minnesota yesterday, but looks to even it up today. The Royals have promising rookie pitcher Cameron Young on the mound. KC is still trying to find its footing and establish some consistency. The Royals are currently 2 games below 500, but have a favorable schedule these next 2 weeks. But if they want to remain in the playoff race, they have to start beating some sub-500 teams like the Twins. Today's game just started. We're still scoreless in the first. And the Cardinals are in a similar situation to the Royals, hovering around that 500 mark. But as of now, the Redbirds are 1 game above 500. Yesterday, they shut out the Cubs 5-0. They look for a series win tonight against a really good Cubs team. The National League playoff picture, it looks a little more open lately as the Mets have lost 9 of their last 10. Despite a bad month, the Cards sit just 4.5 games out of that last wild card spot. Tonight's game with the Cubs just began and we're still scoreless. On the PGA Tour, the top 69 golfers wrap up day 3 of the FedEx St. Jude Championship. And we've got a tight race heading into the final round. Tommy Fleetwood remains in first place, but now his lead is cut to just 1 stroke after a bogey on hole 18. Fellow Englishman Justin Rose sits just 1 stroke behind, and I'm sure he'll be motivated to close this one out after his 2nd place finish in this year's Masters. But look who's right behind him. Mr. Number 1 himself, Scotty Scheffler, finishes the day just 2 strokes out of first place, and he's actually the betting favorite to win now. So we're all set up for an electric finish in the St. Jude Championship. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more after this.
A model train show, Swap Meet, took place at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum. The train show allows train hobbyists to come together and buy, sell, and trade their items. Booths were set up where sellers and enthusiasts could set up train models to display them to attendees. Organizers say that shows like this bring together a niche community and allow people to find others with similar interests. Well, here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We'll have tips on how to help neurodivergent students succeed this school year. Plus, following a summer of catastrophic flooding in parts of the country, what homeowners should do to protect themselves. And while the global population continues to rise, researchers say the rate of growth is slowing down, while analysts say dips in fertility rates should be taken seriously. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We have some hot temperatures.
Well, luckily for us, they are coming to a close as we head into Sunday. It is still going to be pretty hot in the mid-90s, but those storm chances are going to cool us down. So we got some morning storms after about 4 a.m. until mid-morning, and then we have another round coming in with an even higher threat for severe weather after 8 p.m. on Sunday.
Amazing. And I know we have some big things happening in sports right now as well.
Yes, the Joplin Outlaws have been hot all season. Now they just need 1 more win to cap it off with their 2nd straight championship. That starts in like 30 minutes, so we'll have some coverage on that one at 10.
Back-to-back championships would be a really big deal. Thanks so much, Ben. Well, that's our time for now. From all of us here at KOAM News, have a great evening.